the base we're going to use. Once you've cleaned the bottle, we would like you to mark it with a red marker pen. If you used any other coloured pens, when you go to paint it, you need another chore or job to remove that ink. So it's best to use a red one, and then you won't need to remove it. So what you do is you mark where the petals are going to be on the bottle with the pen. I have started.
Yeah, we can see that.
Continue. So I'm going to mark the indentations between the two the humps with the pen and form a curved shape into the next one. And again, right round, and again, round again, and round again. And you have the markings in your bottle. I will now do a little bottle, on the Coke bottle next. Again, the humps in the bottom of the bottle, started marking it, continue to mark it, going right round. It doesn't matter if you've got a wobbly hand or a wobbly pen. Whoops. And mark the area. Now the water bottle has more indentations, so we would do every second one. So we mark it every second one. So we'll go up and round and go back down every second one. It's doing the same thing again. Can everybody hear me all right?
Yes, they're all nodding.
Good. So that's the containers marked. Now for the cutting. This larger bottle is firmer. The drinks bottle is a softer plastic, and the Coca-Cola is in between. So you can either use a craft knife, small or large, or you can use a small pair of scissors, or you can use a kitchen knife. You use a chopping board or craft board. That's my notes. So there's two ways of cutting. You can cut, for like, so example, the water bottle, you can cut a straight line right across and half it, and then you have better access in to cut all the grooves, which I'm going to do.
So that looks quite easy to cut, that's good.
Yes. We don't need this part. The larger bottle, I can cut in, I can follow the shape using my scissors. It will be rough just now. You can trim up once you've got it in your hands.
Are they sharp?
What?
Are the edges quite sharp?
The plastic edges can, well, there's wee jaggy bits where you've opened and closed your scissor. You will trim these off and make it smoother once I've got it parted from the rest of the bottle.
Yeah.
Again, so there is our general shape. All right?
Great.
Because I've used the red pen, I won't need to rub any of the red off. Next one, just give me a second. The Coca-Cola bottle, I've also partly cut it.
And I suppose you could actually use the rest of the bottle as little cloches for plants. Because a lot of
Well,
people do that.
use them for,
They put them over their...
use the centerpiece for the leaves, but
Oh, yeah,
the
the leaves,
stories.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So now on the bigger bottle, as Pauline said, I have some sharp pieces or sharper edges, so I can trim them up using the wee scissors and soften the edges. You want the piece in between the knobs here, you want to be able to form the petals more, so you can trim and make the petals more rounder by just going further into the V in here. How do I show that? Everything's back to front.
Yes, I know.
In there.
Yes, we can see that.
Yeah. So you just trim off these wee pieces in there just to make it more like a petal shape. And any jaggy bits can be cut off when you're doing that. And just the petals can be large and small. They don't all have to be even. Cut out these wee bits here. This one here is needing a trim up.
We've got at least one person crafting along. Karen John.
Right. Very nice. Well done.
Hello, Karen. Are you doing all right?
Right, so that's two, and the third one, now this is the one we cut straight across, so this I have to go and follow all the red lines to be able to create the petals of the flower, and it's just easy to go round all one side first, and then all going reverse and going the other way.
So why are you going all the way across in that one? Is that one of the smaller ones in the middle?
That was the water bottle that was a lighter plastic, and I cut it as a straight line across the top.
Oh yes, yeah.
So instead of going round individual petals, where I did with the other two, I'm having to create I'm following the lines to go round the petals now, and do the same here. So it's just, everybody's got their own way of approaching, but all we're wanting to do is form these petals. We want them rounded, as poppies are rounded at the top, and not pointed. And the further you go into the centre of the poppy, the more you've got of as petals.
Yeah. We get a bit more pliable then. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Now, initially, the first time I did this, I then went on to the next stage, which was to paint the insides of these. But having watched 3 YouTube videos on this same thing, I have found that you can make the flower, instead of a rigid shape like this, you can make it more of a flower.
Oh yeah.
By melting the plastic.
Yeah.
You don't see it because it's clear, but it makes it more realistic.
Yeah.
So the next thing to do, oops, the match has gone out. Oh, second one's gone out.
It's all right.
I'll leave the plain straight ones ahead at the moment. So there's 3 different sizes: the large, the medium, and the small. I've now lit a tea light, and to be able to create the waviness to make the petal more realistic, you put the edge or the bump bit to the light, and it will melt. It will generally curve in the way or move to one side. So if you watch me, I'll just, so it's moving.
Oh yes.
And it's curving within. If you just go right round each of the bumps, sometimes it opens up, sometimes it curves. It's just how you like the shape.
And have you got asbestos hands, or is it not too hot?
Not too hot, not hot at all. I have asbestos hands, but it's not hot. You have the odd wee black mark of soot. Use a kitchen towel and you can rub that off. Just dropped it. The larger one, the same, just round the edges if you so wish, and it brings in a curve, or makes a wee bit more heat just on the base, and you see it curving in.
Yeah, lovely.
More realistic.
Yeah.
More realistic. Whoops.
Imagine that the bigger the bottle, the thicker it is, the plastic, so it's a wee bit longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. It's almost like turning it into, if you had white paint, you could make it into a Christmas rose.
Yes. Yeah.
The shape. Yes. Yeah. The thinner the plastic, the quicker it melts. The quicker it.
Yeah, you have to be quite quick with that one, yeah?
Yep. You make a blunder, then you just get another plastic bottle and make it again.
Yeah.
So these are the curves ones. I'm going to put out the light. Now for painting, because we're ready for painting. I have used glass China paint, not China painting, glass paints. You can use acrylic paints, the red and the black. You can use nail varnish in red and black. So with a paintbrush, you're needing to use a paint or the glass paint which is water resistant because they're going to be outside. So we can paint the inside or the outside, but preferably I like the inside. I've got less to paint and less mess. You see what I'm doing? Painting.
Painting the inside, yeah?
Painting the inside of each petal. It looks as if I've cut myself. It's the red, blood red of this Christmas colour, and that's it painted.
Oh, lovely! That didn't take long. So you just paint the inside. You don't paint the outside.
Just paint the inside. Yes, just paint the inside. and that is the poppy painting, right? You would do the same with the big one, the wee one, whatever. Now, to let this dry with using the glass paints, it takes about 3 hours of natural in a dry room.
Yeah.
But the hint is I have a Rayburn cooker. And so today, to have some ready for today, I have put at the side of the Rayburn, and within half an hour, that is then dry.
Yeah, great. And I'd imagine with nail varnish it would dry very quickly.
Yes, yes, yes. And acrylics too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing you do is you've kept the lid of the bottles. Oh, my phone's going. Household phone's going. You would then paint the tops of the bottles in the black.
Yeah.
What one? And you allow them to dry. Now, to have the flower, you can have 3 ways of displaying the poppy. You can have it hanging. You can have it attached to a wire for outside, if you were doing it for a church or a display. Or you can have it, as I did, just for putting at the headstone of a grave. Now, to be able to put the ribbon in, I used a kitchen skewer, heated, and put a hole through the plastic on the petal if it's to be hung. If it's to be attached to a wire and we want to hide the wire, we put 2 holes in the base of, in the firmest part of the base of the poppy.
Yeah.
And we'll be covering it over with the black piece. So already I have completed, I have put holes in one, and I have painted this one, and I have used a freezer tie, or if we get any parcels courtesy of my son for his car, there's usually umpteen of these in the plastic bags holding things together. So I thread this through, and this could be one that will be used for attaching to a metal frame. If you don't have any of those, you can use floristry wire. It's longer, you half it, and you just bend it over and put through the holes in a similar way. I'll just do it on this one.
Yeah, great.
All right. Now we have to have our glue gun, which I was putting on earlier, and we have to have, if you were doing the flat one, to weight it down, I've used one of these nuts. I have to say of my son's garage. So I have chosen that size that fits the base of the bottle tops and is quite heavy. And it fits the wee bottle or the medium-sized bottle, and it would fit the bigger bottle too. Or you could use a bigger nut. And so I'm going to, with a glue gun, I need to reach over for the glue gun here. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a long enough cable. You may see me disappear out the picture.
If you didn't have a glue gun, Christine, could you do it with just some super glue or something?
Yes,
yeah?
yes. But it needs to be quite a strong glue. Oops, lost the glue. So a piece of glue in the base, add the nut, put more glue round the rim. Put the glue round the rim. May have attached it to my gloves.
It's all part of the charm.
Attach that to the centre.
Brilliant.
And you have one poppy to assemble. Oops. On some chicken wire. Looks quite good.
Yes, it looks great.
So again, the glue has gone into the base. A nut's in that. Doesn't necessarily need to have it. If you don't have a nut, you can do it without. If you just want to hang it, then you can just put the ribbon in and allow that to be hung.
Mm-hmm.
I will do another one here.
And so the reason for having the nut in was to give it a bit more stability. So if
Yes.
How's everyone getting along? Who's actually doing them? Ruby, you're doing it, aren't you? Let's have a see.
Hello.
I'm asking you to
Yeah.
Hi. Hang on, I'm just going to spotlight you
Yes.
for a second.
Took me a bit of a while to get my needle to penetrate the plastic, so I'm now just tying the
tie
tie thing through the hole.
The needle, if you heat the base of the needle on the bottom of your candle.
Oh, on the bottom of the candle, right.
You know, if you heat your needle.
I had one of these. I was just kind of heating
right.
on there, which eventually worked, albeit not very quickly. So that's so fast.
Great.
Then would glue the thing in.
Lovely. And
I think I may have put that tie the wrong way round.
Lovely.
So I'm just going to undo it and put it in the other way.
Yeah, wee bit of a backwards movement, and you'll be fine. Canada Anne, you're working along, yeah.
You don't put it through the top. You put it through the thing. Oh, right.
Oh, you can. It depends where you're going to hang it, Avis, or if you're going to hang it or tie it to a fence. Canada Anne, hello.
Hi, I have done. I'll stand up and then maybe you can see it. I have done one. And I shaped the edges and love how it shaped it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
But I painted the other one, so it should still be okay to shape the edges. It's a craft acrylic paint that I use.
Oh, I've got.
So it should be okay, do you think?
No, don't put heat against something that's still got the fumes of the spirits in it, or you'll have flames.
Oh, this is it's an acrylic paint that is a craft paint. I don't think it's a water-based paint.
Oh, right, okay, right.
We can't come and rescue you, Canada Anne, because you're too far away.
I know. I'll give it a try and see. If you see a poof of smoke, you'll know it didn't work.
Please don't say that.
No, please don't do that, Canada.
It should work, I think.
Yeah.
Is everybody else in a mess like me?
Avis,
Pretty much.
let's have a look, Avis. Let's see.
Look.
That's the glove.
I've got black and red nail polish over everything.
Oh, that's okay.
And I've put my thing on the wrong way.
Which way?
I've put my tie through my top.
Oh, you can do that too, if you so wish.
That's just you want to hang it from a.
Give you too much space to tie it at the back.
Oh, it'll be okay. I'll just twist it.
Yeah. I'm just going to go back to Christine for a minute and see you can maybe explain the differences between where you try it again, Christine. Yeah.
Yes, just 2 seconds. I get the glove off, and my glue is sticking to my glove.
Got black paint all over the inside of my poppy. I've got black paint all over the inside of my poppy, so I'm having to paint it again.
It's best to put the wire through the base first, and it hides the wire depending on what colour of wire you've used. If you put if it's a black wire, you could have, if you've still got holes in the lid, but the holes of the top of the lid's quite firm to try and get something through, or to heat to get through, and then you would see the wire on the outside. What we're doing is trying to hide the wire.
Right.
Look, the poppy looks like as if it's a real thing. So if we put it through even before you paint it, let's get a few twists in this one.
Right. That might have been a better idea.
And because the freezer wire is shorter than maybe the parcel tape wire, you don't have as much room to twist. Whereas if you've added it to the top of the lid, you're taking up more of the space of the wire.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Yes.
Good. Right. Well done.
Well, Christine, show the one that you did through the petals. Put the hole through the petal, because Avis might have missed you showing that.
Oh, right. Okay.
I could put it through the pit. Well, no, I need to attach that.
Right. Hold on.
I could do that because.
Yeah, you just need a wee bit of ribbon, Avis, to put in the hole.
Oh gosh, I've blown it. Right. So we heat the skewer. Choose whichever petal you think it's going to hang best with. And
just poke it through.
The heat will melt it. If I haven't left it hot enough. It's the blue part of the flame that's the hot bit, not the orange bit. And there you are, you have it through.
All right.
And if you just keep the heat on that bit, you can make the hole a bit bigger.
Right.
Or do it again. Just to keep the hole a bit bigger. And you would then use some ribbon, just about 10 inches in length, which will fold up to that. And you would put that, paint your thing, and then once it's dry, you would then put the ribbon through the hole.
All right. That's a better idea than this.
Is that understood? And then you have the one that's hanging. Now, I was in the process of gluing round the lid of one when Pauline had me to stop, so it's now gone hard with the coolness in my haul. I've got my glue gun again, and I'm running the nuts glued into the lid, and it's already painted. I'm going to just run the glue gun round the rim. Attach that to the centre of the bee flower. And that is, now that could just sit whatever you want to sit it. I've sat two at my door, just like that. To get the petal, I have used a green bottle. It could be 7-Up, with the one that the bottle is green, and the leaf is already green. The bottle is already green rather than clear, and that saves any painting because it, so what I've done is I've cut the top off, the bottom off to use again, and I have used an imaginable, you could use your pen if you wish to mark it. I've used my eye as a straight line through it and 2 curves, and made a slight curve shape like that. Then you can see I've cut out a wedge. Tidied up the edges. Now, because this was a small bottle, there's a slight curve on one side and a bigger bulge on the other side. It doesn't really matter. You can cut the base as a bigger bulge so that it fits onto the bottom bulge of the poppy. And all you do is super glue that to the base, and you then have a leaf on your poppy.
Lovely.
So again, with the glue gun, a good portion of glue, soft glue. Find where you would like to attach it, and attach it to your poppy.
Lovely. That's great.
That's good.
So ladies, thank you for being very attentive.
Yeah, that's great.
I hope you can get from that some ideas.
Christine,
That was great.
Yes?
Everybody, you can
I would like to.
unmute yourself now, guys, if you want to speak. So go to Fiona Black first. Hi, Fiona.
Hi, Pauline. Sorry, ladies, I was came in later.
Oh,
I
don't
was wanting to ask Christine. Now, you know how you're doing poppies. Can you do daffodils and all different flowers? With the
If you go on to if you go onto YouTube, you will see that some people have made sunflowers,
yes,
and some other types of flowers. I am a sugar crafter, so I quite like flowers. And more so the fact that these ones here that I've used with the heat has made them more like a Christmas rose. I can see myself painting them with the acrylic white paints and a wee yellow piece in the middle or pink piece in the middle, and attaching a firmer either wire to the back, and making again some leaves or holly leaves, and making something for Christmas. Again, ladies, if you were very, I was thinking of this today as well, was more so for the plain poppy, was you could glue all the poppies together and make a wreath.
that's lovely. That's a good idea.
As well, and you know, if you've made different sizes or all the same size, it doesn't really matter. You could have leaves or no leaves, and you could make it into a wreath if you so wish. But my time this week's not been to my advantage.
That's lovely.
I wondered as well, Christine, if you could put them onto a stalk almost and have, you know,
yes,
outdoors, you know.
Yes, you could. You know, the garden green like bamboo stick. Wire. The little ones, like for the barbecue ones that are green. Yes. Or for gardens, I have some of them.
Training tomatoes.
I'm sure you could. Yes, I'm sure you could add that with the glue gun to the back of them, and then have them as a bunch just standing up.
Yeah. By
all means. But it was just something I'd seen on Facebook, and it caught my attention, and I thought, oh, quite like that. I'm going to have a go.
Yeah.
And then it snowballed from there.
Yeah.
So happy crafting, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Christine.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Does anyone have any questions for Christine? Or do you want? I want to see what the ladies have made. But does anyone have any questions before we do that?
I've got a question.
Put your hand up, yeah. Danita, hello, Danita.
Oops.
Hi, Danita. Oh, you're on mute, Danita. Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We can hear you, yeah, we can hear you. Yes, hi. We can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's okay to make it with permanent marker, red permanent marker. Would that last outside?
Yes. Try it.
I think it would if it's